So listen, before we get to the show today, you might want to have youngsters leave. I don't mean just cover their ears. I mean, they might take them to the neighbors, send them to their grandparents. I don't know. Because this is going to be one of those editions of This Is Truly News, which, gosh, we hope that you could support us by liking, subscribing, and following after hearing something that exciting.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, follow. If you find a weird story, but not really quite as weird as the second story that we're going to do today, please send it to TITR@netradio.network.
I want to see how you're going to prance around this.
I'm not going to. I'm going to go right through it. That's why we're asking for the children to please be sent miles from the radio, television, the video camera, the computer screen, the
Internet
telephone.
network, just don't
any
listen to
stuffed seals you have in the house, they should all be gone.
Oh, nice.
And then we'll find out.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
I work at a high-end firm in Chicago that requires me to take one pro bono case every year.
You
Says
pro
this
what
guy.
every year?
Pro bono. It means they're for Sonny and Cher.
No, they're for Sonny.
Oh, there we go.
Because in the divorce, who gets what friends is a big deal.
That's true. I go to speak to my client with the district attorney, who also happens to be a good friend of mine, and make the case that my client is innocent. I would rather not have this case go to court. My client is adamant he did not rob any liquor stores. The district attorney pushes for a maximum sentence of 10 years, which I strongly object to. Then the district attorney mentions how they have surveillance footage of my client robbing all 3 liquor stores.
He didn't know this going in?
Well, this is the discussion, probably part of the discovery.
Yeah.
I try to press saying, well, that's all circumstantial evidence at best, but it doesn't matter. Apparently, my client waved at all 3 cameras in the store, and they have clear footage of his face.
So if you're a public defender here, and that's what I'm assuming,
Yeah, that's what he's...
I would pretty much, this is why you drink.
Well, he couldn't afford to lose this case. It's his only pro bono case, so the district attorney decides to throw me an option. Now, remember, these 2 are close friends.
Yeah.
We can settle on 2 years with parole, along with good behavior, in return for my first-round overall draft pick in fantasy football. I take his seventh in an 8-man league. Long story short, we made the deal, and I'm forever unclean. I wonder if Patrick's brother, the solicitor, has ever done anything like that.
What's the difference between a barrister and a solicitor, by the way, Patrick?
He already told us.
Did he?
Yeah, one can speak with the judge at the bench, one cannot.
Okay, got it.
Basically. But some solicitors are now in low-level cases allowed to approach the bench, allowed to talk to the bench, as far as I understand.
So they can do everything but talk to the judge, personally.
Yeah.
So they can argue a case?
Potentially. It depends.
Okay. I'm just doing anything to try and put on.
I'm waiting, man. I'm all excited about this.
In an effort to better... No, you won't be. In an effort to better educate...
Are the kids gone?
I
Make
hope
sure
so.
the kids are gone.
Are the adults gone? I might even remove the pets. In an effort to better educate, because I don't need to know this. In an effort to better educate the world about the human reproductive system.
Ooh, this is good already.
Intimina, the intimate wellness brand.
Intimina? See, that sounds intimidating.
Has produced Period Crunch. Swallow that. It's a breakfast cereal with uterine-shaped raspberry-flavored pieces that will, in fact, color the milk red. I'd like to thank Oddity Central for whatever warped reason they decided they would print this, and I would read it. Thanks.
I know exactly why.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do, too. Alongside the rather startling cereal shape and the red milk, kind of like eating green bread on St. Patrick's Day. It's just you have to have enough beer in you before you can do that.
Enough green beer in you.
The cereal box will feature a diagram of the female reproductive system so that people can learn about its location and function. I don't know. The company surveyed 2,000 adults.
Half the fun is going looking for it.
Wait for it.
Okay.
40 in the survey they did of 2,000 adults.
Yep.
48% of women are embarrassed to talk about their menstrual periods, as am I.
Mm.
And 77% have never brought it up in their households. Neither have I. Yes?
You have a menstrual period?
No.
Mm.
Girls do. Women's do.
Well, you're kind of a girly man.
Now, where was I? According to Dr. Shri Data? According to this doctor who's a gynecologist with Intimina, periods are a natural part of who we are.
Yes, true.
So it's deeply concerning to hear that so many people remain uncomfortable discussing them when they're just another part of our health.
Yeah, let's just bring it up at all the cocktail parties we go to.
And better yet, let's make a cereal about it.
I can think of
red
worse
milk.
things.
Scott, it's got red milk. With little uteruses shaped, they're floating around red milk.
Well, just be glad he didn't move.
No, it's got red milk.
Meat products. I mean, we could be having uterus stew.
Oh, good. Read your next freaking story and go on. Disgusting human being. Why do I put up with me?
Yeah, I don't know why. So this guy was in court to contest a $250 ticket.
It was red milk.
Which was, yeah, he had red milk with him, which was issued in error when a cop ticketed everyone in a lot for parking illegally on private property. However, his car was the only car actually allowed to be there.
Okay. So
the guy who went before me had been ticketed for parking illegally in front of a handicap-only meter, which has a red top in D.C. He brought pictures.
Red?
Yes. You're welcome.
Figured.
Luckily for you, the meters are kidney-shaped. He had brought pictures.
Oh, great. Now we're peeing blood. Good.
He had brought pictures to show that there were no signs near where he parked to indicate that red top meters are exclusively for handicap use. He lived in Maryland, he said, and was not aware of the law in D.C. Since there were no signs. He argued that there was no way he could have known not to park there.
Where's Washington, D.C.?
It's right next to it. Right next to.
I mean, Maryland and what else? They're like
Baltimore are very close to each other. Baltimore, Maryland, and Washington, D.C.
And Baltimore still can't wash the stink off.
From what the judge was saying, it seemed like he was about to excuse the ticket. Then the guy, I can only guess, thinking that this would somehow help him, told the judge he was part of the Washington, D.C. Police Department. He was a very upstanding citizen who would never intentionally break the law. Judge's head spun around. Yes?
Why? Why?
Too much information, dude. You blew it.
Why would you say that?
Yeah. So
because I could buy the first part, right?
Right.
Although ignorance is no excuse.
Yeah.
If not a big deal, maybe
I'll give you a break.
Buy with it once in a while. But then to say that you should know the law that you broke.
Which is work. That's what the judge said immediately after his head stopped spinning around the courtroom.
Carry on.
Immediately ordered him to pay the full ticket amount and advised him, since he was a DC cop, he should probably make sure to familiarize himself with the laws he's supposed to enforce.
Bingo.
Back to you. Have you got a severed foot in red sauce for the last?
No,
story?
I got a died dog.
Oh, even better?
No, it's just Eric Torres owns a dog. He also owns a pet store in Doral, Florida. Actually, he's a dog owner who owns a pet store. Anyway, it's in Doral, Florida, so he's a Florida guy.
And if the dog ever leaves, it's the doggone pet store.
Sure. Eric is facing charges after he brought his Pomeranian, dyed to look like Pikachu, to a Miami Heat game in December. According to WPTV and Torres, it made history in the NBA because nobody's ever seen a Pikachu dog sitting next to an NBA player before.
So history, he's in the books.
But Miami-Dade County Animal Service officials were unamused. No animal should be dyed, regardless of whether there's an ordinance prohibiting that, said Assistant Director Kathleen Labrada, which is short for freaking idiot.
Yeah, I think you could just shorten her whole name to Karen.
Sure. And she's about 58, so there you go.
Yeah, there we are.
She noted, quote, "It is unlawful for any person to possess, sell, or otherwise transfer within the county any dyed or artificially colored rabbit or," here we go, "other animal." So Torres now is fighting the charge, saying the dog is not for sale and he used dye that is safe for consumption. He also has no plans to remove the dye. Thank you very much.
Does this? What if your kid dyes their hair purple?
That would be different. It's not the whole person. Don't go there. If you have a hairy teenage son or daughter, I suppose.
Well, I've got one who's not a teenager anymore.
That I don't want to know about either. That's right up there with red milk. I just no, thank you. I don't know who to root for in this one.
Common sense, but they're in California.
I'm rooting for the dog.
Are they in California?
No, worse.
Florida.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.